cannot do engineer's job. And if there's anyone out there purporting to be able to do both, those are quacks. So the question should be, do you have the right architect? Do you have the right engineer? Because there's value that comes also with specialization. There's also peace of mind that comes with, I have somebody who has experience, they know exactly how concrete functions, how steel functions. That's a benefit that you would get from having both. As an architect, I can try and stretch the limits of something. I can actually ask engineer, look, if I want to use steel, how far can I stretch a cantilever, which is basically, if this is my column and this is my slab, how far out can it go? And she can tell me, okay, this is how far out you can go. How are you going to load the slab? How are you using it? And you see, also for us, it becomes interesting in that you're pushing the boundaries in a way, and you're also feeling safe that what I'm giving the client is workable. It's usable for the family. So there's a peace of mind that comes with that. There's also a pride that comes with doing something the right way. So I would say that, yes, if you have the right architect, the right structural engineer, then it is a benefit.
I would agree 100% with the architect. We all know that many people look first at the cost, and therefore they rationalize whatever they need to do. But my experience is that I have been to many buildings, and there are some I can almost tell it's very good structurally, but I can tell there was no architect. A simple example is you go to a building, it looks very nice, it looks very solid and everything, but the first thing you see when you enter, for example, is a big sign like "Mind your head." Was there nobody to advise the normal height? Structural engineers may not be the best people. And I think Architect Josephine, we like solid things. We want a very deep beam because it is strong. So you say, yeah, it is strong, but my goodness, somebody from Sudan can never rent this place because they'll be knocking their heads every now and then. There was no architectural input because it's the architect who is the expert in knowing how spaces work.
If it's freehold land, you don't pay land rates, but you pay land rent. For leasehold, you pay land rates.
But a project manager is a very important person because you have a team you have the architect as the team leader, and many projects, they're able to also play the role of a project manager. But when you have a project manager and an architect at the same time, the architect now concentrates on their core business. I must say I have worked on projects where we have a project manager, we have the architect who is the team leader, and I've also worked where we don't have project manager, and I have found value addition in the project manager in the sense that the project manager goes even beyond, and he even advises the client on when do the professionals, there's the time to pay the fees to the architect. There's the time to pay the fees to the engineer. There's the time to, especially on the financials. The project manager is even able to meet with the bank. We didn't get to the point where we said you also need a royal financial partner. Usually it's the project manager who is able to advise the client. So a project manager actually is a very cross-cutting person. They are able to make a project which could otherwise be very cumbersome and very burdensome on the architect, and they're able to bring everything very seamlessly so that you concentrate on your core business. As professionals, we would also want to concentrate on the core business and not necessarily be debt collectors. The project manager is a cross-cutting person who is able to coordinate before and even long after, of course in consultation with the other professionals and keeping everybody informed of what is happening. To make sure there's testing, pressure testing, and that you involve a very competent plumber. At the end of every project, you're supposed to have the certificate, occupational certificate. And at least I know the city county used to be very specific about a certificate from the plumber, because if there's something that can make your building turn into a white elephant, is the plumbing. You open the taps, no water is flowing, but you find the walls, they are stained, there is wetness all over. You may be forced to really undo everything. There are many areas in our urban areas, even in Nairobi, where we don't have the municipal sewerage system. Therefore, traditionally, we've been working with septic tanks. And the septic tanks are, of course, where all the wastewater gets into. And there's a particular way that a septic tank is supposed to work. That's another area that one needs to consider, whether your kind of plot will necessitate the use of water treatment system or biodigester, so that when the water is treated, it is safely discharged outside without smelling. Again, just like plumbing, you will find that if the sewage and the effluent is not properly addressed, it can actually render your project into a white elephant. So it's very important, and that's also a very good question to ask for any developer, to put that into consideration right from the beginning. This is how I will manage my wastewater.